Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is on December 16th, 2023. It's on Saturday and sunny outside. How are you spending Saturday? Have you got a day off today? Or do you have to work or study at school today? Have you got a plan for today or tomorrow? Have you got a plan for today? You've got to work or study today. Have you got to work or study today? Have you got to work today? Have you got to study today? You have got to work or study today. Would you mind my opening the window? Would you mind my opening the window? Would you mind me opening the window? Would you mind my getting a day off tomorrow? Would you mind me getting a day off tomorrow? Would you mind my getting a day off tomorrow? Would you mind me having a day off tomorrow? Would you mind me accompanying you to the party today? Would you mind my accompanying you to the party tonight? Would you mind if I accompany you to the party tonight? Would you mind if I accompanied you to the party tonight? Would you mind us staying in a guest house to save money? Would you mind us staying in a dormitory room of the guest house to save the money? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind us staying in a guest house? Would you mind a friend of mine accompanying us to the party tonight? Would you mind a friend of mine participating in the party? Would you mind a friend of mine joining the event? Would you mind a friend of mine taking part in the event with us? Would you mind a friend of mine going to the trip with us? Would you mind a friend of mine going to the trip with us? Hmm. Would you mind us meeting at the train station at 6 o'clock a.m.? Although I know it is too early, but to escape the congestion. Would you mind us leaving the hotel at 5 o'clock a.m.? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Because every seat is taken. Only the seat next to you is available. Do you mind me closing the door? Do you mind me sitting next to you? Do you mind my sitting next to you? Do you mind me sitting next to you? Do you mind my sitting next to you? Do you mind my sitting next to you? Do you mind me sitting next to you? Do you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind my sitting next to you? Would you mind me sitting next to you? I saw a little girl scolded by her mother. I saw a little girl scolded by her mother. If you are lucky, whale can be seen swimming in the sea. If you are lucky, whale can be seen swimming in the sea. Swimming in the sea. Swimming in the sea. According to her, she saw a dolphin swimming in the sea. You working on the homework is very important, not me. You solving the problem yourself is very important for yourself. Not a task was completed by him. Not a task is yet got down to. Not a task is there got down to. It's not a task is then got down to. Not a book was read by him. Not a merchandise was sold from the seller. Not a merchandise was sold from the seller because everything is so expensive beyond common sense. Not a day passed without me studying English. Not a morning starts without me having a cup of coffee. Not a day has passed without me having a cup of coffee. Not a day passes without the couple having a quarrel every day. Not a day passes without the couples having a quarrel. Not a day passes without the couple having a quarrel. Not a day passes without the couple having a quarrel. Not a day passes without the couple having a quarrel. Not a day passes without the couple arguing over trivial things, subtle things. Not an interest was shown from the student regarding the lecture. Not a person was observed in the tourist spot during typhoon, according to the security camera. Not a tourist was observed in the tourist spot seen in the security camera, available 24 hours from the video. Not a person was witnessed in the tourist spot from the security camera during the typhoon. Not a book was touched by him. Not a merchandise from the seller was sold. Not a merchandise from the shop was sold today. Not a merchandise from the shop was sold today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visited. Not a customer visited the appliance shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer is interested in the new version of the product. Not a customer visited the appliance store today for heavy rain. Not a customer visited the appliance store. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visited the shop today. Visit the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visit. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visit. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visit. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visit. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the appliance store today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a class started without the teacher telling jokes. Not a class passed without the teachers telling jokes. Not a class passed without the teachers uh, making the students fun with his jokes. Not a class passed without the teacher saying a lot of jokes to make the class fun. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visited. Negative, visited. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a customer visited the shop today. Not a class passed without the teacher telling many jokes to make the class so fun. Not a class passed without the teachers telling many jokes. Not a class passed without the teacher telling many jokes. Not a day passed without the teacher telling jokes. Not a class started without the teacher being late for the class. Not a class passed without the teacher telling jokes. Not a class passed without the teacher telling the jokes. Not a class passed without the teacher telling jokes. Not a class passed without a teacher telling jokes. Not a play was made without making a mistake. Not a play was made without a pianist making a mistake. Not a morning started without me having a cup of coffee. Not a morning has passed without me having a cup of coffee. Not a morning had started without me having a cup of coffee. Not a morning had started without me having a cup of coffee. Not a day off was spent without me releasing my stress at the sports gym, fitness club. Not a day off was spent without me releasing my stress at the fitness club. Not a customer visited the shop today. 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 Not a product should be produced without much attention. Not a product should be produced carelessly. Everything should be produced with utmost care, in an attempt to make them sophisticated, in a bid to make them more sophisticated, as sophisticated as you can. Not a customer visited the shop today. 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 Not a tourist was observed in the tourist spot from the security camera. As the security camera shows, not a tourist visited the tourist spot. Not a tourist visited the tourist spot during the typhoon. Not a task is still not got down to. Not a task has not been got down to. Not a task has got down to yet. Not a task has there been got down to. Not a task has been got down to yet. Not a task has got down to yet. Not a task has there got down to. Not a task has been got down to. Not a task has still has been got down to. Not a task has still been got down to. Not a task has still been got down to. Not a book was read by him. Not a souvenir was bought by him during the trip. Not a morning passed without me having a cup of coffee. Not a class passed without our teacher telling jokes. Not a class passed without our teacher telling jokes. Not a class passed without our teacher giving us a lot of homework. Not a day passed in the school without us witnessing accidents. Not a piece was attractive to me. Not a piece was attractive to me. Not an apartment room shown by the real estate agency was attractive to me. Not an apartment shown by the real estate agent was appealing to me. Not an apartment shown by the real estate agency was attractive to me. Not an apartment introduced by the real estate agent was appealing to me. Not an apartment shown by the real estate agency was reasonable enough for me to be able to rent. The family insisted on the teacher paying for the cost, not the city. The family winning the lawsuit insisted on the teacher, common teacher of the club activity paying for the cost, not making the city pay. The family insisted on the common teacher paying the cost. The passengers insisted on the railway company compensating for the delay. The passengers insisted on the airline compensating for the delay. The passengers insisted on the railway company making up for the delay. Drinking a cup of coffee is my daily morning routine. Drinking a cup of coffee is my morning routine. Learning new things will make our life more rich. It is said that challenging new things will make us feel passing time more late. Challenging new things is said to be one of the strategies to feel the time more slow. Challenging new things is said to be one of the strategies to fill the time slower. Laughing, having moderate exercise, eating vegetables are three elements to have for everybody. Achieving the breakthrough will be made sometime in the future. I hope so. Seeing is believing. To see is to believe. Seeing is believing. 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 Staring at person is rude, crude. Staring at person is rude, crude. Disrespectful. Staring at the person is disrespectful. I have an experience of my belongings. My belongings were treated badly by my friends when I brought that. When I lent my friends my objects, such as video games, some of them treated them badly. They didn't take care of them carefully, so I still remember that. I still remember the experience where when I lent my friends my objects, such as video games, some of them didn't care of them, which was bad. I still remember the experience of my video game treated badly when I brought that to my friends. I still remember the bad experience of my video games treated badly. I still remember the bad experience of my video games being treated badly. Some of my friends didn't take care of my video games at all. They returned the discs of the video game with very injuries, scratches. Please look at the chimpanzee swing on the rope. Please look at the children swinging on the playground. Please look at the children sliding on the slider. He was accused of ignoring the traffic signal for 3 consecutive times. The politician was accused of getting bribes illegally. Don't blame that on me. The politician has been blamed for careless remarks and the suspicion of getting bribes from executives of some mega companies. The politician is blamed for the suspicion of getting about 1 million yen from executives of a mega company. I got mad at my friend for not taking care of my video game. I sometimes got mad at my friends for not taking care of my precious video games. I occasionally got mad at my friends for not taking care of my precious video games. I occasionally got mad at my friends for not taking care of my precious video games. I've had enough of you making an apology for being late for school. I'm fed up with hearing your apology for being late for school. I'm fed up with hearing your excuse for being late for school. I've had enough of hearing your excuse for being late for school. I have had enough of hearing your excuse for being late for school. I have had enough of hearing excuses for being late for school. I have had enough of hearing the excuses from you. I have had enough of hearing excuses from you for being late for school. I have had enough of hearing excuses for being late for school. I'm fed up with hearing the excuses from you for being late for school. I've had enough of hearing excuses from you for being late for school. I'm fed up with hearing excuses from you for being late for school. The accused insisted that he would not be involved in the incident. The accused insisted that he had not been involved in the incident. The defendant insisted that he hadn't been involved in the incident. The accused insisted that he hadn't been involved in the incident. The accused insisted that he hadn't been involved in the incident. The defendant insisted that he hadn't engaged in the incident. The accused insisted that she hadn't been involved in the incident. The accused insisted that she had not been involved in the accident. The accused insisted that she hadn't been involved in the crime. The defendant insisted that he had nothing to do with the crime. The family insisted on the teacher paying for the cost. The family insisted on the teacher paying for the cost. My teacher often insisted on my doing the homework by myself, not getting the help from my genius friends or parents. My teacher frequently insisted on my doing my homework, not having my genius friend do that. Or parents. My common teacher frequently insisted on me doing the homework, not getting my genius friends to do that. My common teacher often insisted on me doing the homework, not getting my parents or genius friends to do that. Some people insisted on us solving the problems by ourselves. Some people strongly insist on us solving problems by ourselves. Some people insist on us solving problems by ourselves. Some people insist on us solving the problems by ourselves. Some people insist on us solving problems ourselves. Some people insist on us solving the problems ourselves. Some people insist on us solving problems ourselves. You solving the problems yourself is very important. You taking the trains to accustom yourself to the environment is very important. You making the arrangements at everything is important. You arranging flights, accommodations is important. How do you like Wednesday? How do you like Wednesday? How do you like the life in Tokyo? How do you like the life in Osaka? How do you like the life in Okinawa? How do you like the trip in Hokkaido? How do you like the trip in Hokkaido? How do you like the life in Tokyo? How do you like the new life in Tokyo? How do you like the new life in Osaka? How do you like the new life in California? How do you like the new life in New York? How do you like today? How do you like today? I'm wondering how the Sunday will be like. I'm wondering how the Sunday tomorrow will be like. I'm wondering how the Sunday will be like. I'm wondering how the Sunday will be like. I am wondering how the Sunday will be like. How do you like Sunday? How do you like Saturday? How do you like your life in Japan? Is it getting well? It is going well? Or are you already homesick? Or did you already come down with homesick? How do you like your new life in Japan? Are you enjoying it, or have you already come down with homesick? You want to go back as soon as possible? How do you like your new life in Japan? How do you like your new life in Japan? Are you enjoying it, or have you already come down with homesick? I never dreamed of me passing the examination, but I made it. After 8 trials, after 8 attempts, I made it. I did make it. I did make it. By myself. I even scared of myself challenging so many times. My ambition was so strong. I never dreamed of me passing the very difficult examinations. I never dreamed of my current situation. I never dreamed of me passing such a difficult examination. I never dreamed of my passing such a difficult examination. I never dreamed of myself passing such difficult examinations. I never dreamed of me passing such difficult examinations. I never dreamed of me passing such difficult examinations. I never dreamed of me passing such difficult examinations. I once dreamed of becoming a musician. Maybe many of you must have dreamed of you becoming a musician, being influenced by rock stars or other musicians. Being influenced by many artists playing important role in the world. I am sure some of you or many of you must have dreamed of becoming a musician. Being influenced by musicians shining in the world. I'm sure that many of you must have dreamed of becoming a musician. I once dreamed of becoming a doctor, but as soon as I realized my score far from the passing rate to enter the University of Medicine, I yield to and becoming a doctor. I gave into becoming a doctor. I gave up becoming a doctor. I once dreamed of becoming a physician, but the moment I realized my low score on the examinations, far from the passing grade, I change my mind. There being a convenience store and other stores is one of the elements when I choose an apartment for a reason. There being a convenience store and other shops from is one element that I one element and when I choose which apartment I stay in. There are some elements when I choose an apartment to stay in, such as there being a convenience store, supermarket, train station, bus stop, and so on. An element of there being a train station near the apartment is very important. I prioritize the element the most of there being a train station near the apartment. When it comes to choosing which apartment I stay in, I give priority to the element the most of there being a train station within 5-minute walk. When it comes to choosing a hotel for a trip, I give precedence to the element the most of there being a destination within a 5-minute walk. When it comes to choosing which hotel I stay in, I give priority to the element the most of there being a destination within 5-minute walk from the hotel. When it comes to choosing which hotel I should stay in, I give precedence to the element the most of there being a destination within 5-minute walk. Whenever I search for a hotel for a trip, I give priority to the element that they are being the destination within 5-minute walk from the hotel. There being, 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 There being. 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 There being the destination within 5 minute walk from the hotel is prioritized the most when I search for a hotel accommodation. There being the destination within 5 minute walk from the hotel is prioritized the most when I choose accommodation. When I searched for an apartment to go to the university, I give precedence to the element of there being the university within 5 minute walk from apartment. What do you prioritize the most when you search for accommodation for trip? Which do you give precedence to? Which do you give precedence to the most? Which do you prioritize the most? Which do you give priority to the most? Which do you give priority to the most when you search for an accommodation for trip? Although I have lived in the city for more than 20 years, I was surprised at there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. Although I have lived in the city for more than 20 years, I was stunned at there being a post office in the middle of the housing area, which seems to be very convenient from now on for my life in the city. Although I have lived in the city for more than 20 years, I didn't know there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. I didn't know there being a Costco in my prefecture. The target of the prank didn't notice there being security cameras, some cameras in the room. The target of the prank didn't notice there being some cameras hidden in some places in the room. The target of the prank didn't notice there being a security camera under the desk. There being little money in my wallet, I gave up buying the video game. There being little money in my wallet, I went home straight. I was surprised at there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. I was astonished at there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. I got glad to find there being a restaurant in the middle of the housing area. There being a convenience store is very important and prioritized the most whenever I search for an apartment for a reason. There being the destination within 5-minute walk from the hotel is given priority to the most whenever I choose hotel. There being a cute playground in the premises of the apartment was a deciding point. There being a cute playground in the premises of the apartment was a deciding point of whether or not I should stay, whether or not I should buy the condominium. The target of the prank noticed there being some cameras hidden in the room. There being a lot of distractions such as smartphone, computer, TV, video game, where distract us from concentrating on something. There being a lot of messy things. There being a lot of things such as smartphones, books, computers, video games, and other stuffs will make it more difficult to concentrate on what we have to do. There being a lot of things to do makes us stressed, makes us irritated. Please proud of there being a lot of jobs waiting for you. Please be proud of there being a lot of jobs waiting for you. Please be proud of there being a lot of jobs waiting for you. The arrogant boss prided himself on having a lot of authorities to be able to give directions. I pride myself on being friends with you. I pride myself on getting many qualifications. You should be proud of there being a lot of jobs waiting for you. I'm glad about there being many things to do in the tourist spot. There being many things to see. Maybe one of the elements to attract customers. There being many options often confuse me. There being many options often confuse me. There being many options often confuse me. I am often confused with there being a lot of options. I didn't notice there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. I didn't notice there being a post office in the middle of the housing area. The target of the prank noticed there being there being cameras hidden in the room. The target of the prank didn't notice there being many cameras hidden in the room. Getting Grammy Award is one of my dreams. Obtaining Grammy Award is one of my dreams. Pritzker Award. To get a Pritzker Award was his dream. Getting a Nobel Prize was his dream. Getting a Nobel Prize is one of my dreams. To get a Nobel Prize is one of my dreams. The person chose the product produced by the prestigious company from the two choices. Which do you choose from the two choices of the product? One is produced from a company where it is not known in the society, and the other produced by prestigious company, but both of them have the same price. Prestigious award, prestigious 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 qualification prestigious qualification prestigious company prestigious company prestigious tourism agency prestigious person prestigious person prestigious trying to enter prestigious company university and so on. prestigious, 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 prestigious person, prestigious, prestigious, I don't try to be a prestigious person. I go my own way. I won't try to be a prestigious person. I go my own way. I don't care, no matter how criticizes me. I don't care how you value me, how you assess me, how you evaluate me. I go my own way. 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 Prestigious, 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 in the face of the disease, I realized how important my health was. In the face of my disease, I realized how my health is important. In the face of my disease, I realized how leading a healthy life is important. In the face of the disease, I realized how leading a healthy life was important. In the face of the disease, I realized how having a healthy lifestyle was very important. In the face of the disease I developed when I was a kid, I realized how leading a healthy life was important. In the face of typhoon, the festival was pushed for, which was condemned later. In the face of typhoon, the festival continued, even without the order to stop, which was condemned later. Mm. In the face of typhoon, the festival was conducted, which was condemned later, at the risk of the participants' safety. In the face of typhoon, the festival was conducted despite of in spite of typhoon. In spite of typhoon, the festival was conducted. Despite the typhoon, the festival was conducted. Regardless of typhoon, the festival continued, which was condemned later. In the face of typhoon, the festival was continued. In the face of my humble background, I achieved many feats in the environment which worked against me. In spite of my humble background, I achieved the feat in the unfair field. In the face of the disease, I realized how leading a healthy lifestyle is important. In the face of the disease, in the face of developing the disease, I noticed how leading a healthy lifestyle was important. If you are to accomplish a great feat, get over difficulties until you achieve the goal. If you are to accomplish your goal, never mind criticism from others. If you are to accomplish your goals, never say die. If you are to accomplish an extraordinary feat, keep working on it. Devote much of your time to that. Dedicate much of your time to that. If you are to accomplish an extraordinary feat, devote much of your time to that. If you are to accomplish an extraordinary feat, dedicate much of your time to that. Extraordinary, 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 extraordinary. extraordinary, 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 extraordinary. Which do you use? Extraordinary. 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 Extraordinary power. We can perform extraordinary power with affection, friendship, and so on. We can give off extraordinary power by affection, friendship, and so on. Everyone deserves getting a day off. Everybody doing their best on each field deserves praise. Everybody working hard in each field deserves praise. Those working hard in each field deserve praise, deserve to be praised, deserve to be praised, deserve to be praised. Everybody are working hard in each field deserve to be praised, deserves praise, deserves praise, deserves to be praised, deserves to be praised, deserves to be praised, deserves to be praised, deserves praise, deserves praise, deserves praise. Everybody working hard in each field deserves to be praised. Deserves to be praised. Deserves to be praised. Deserves to be praised. Deserves praise. Deserves praise. Deserves praise. You deserve taking a day off. You deserve to be having a day off. You deserve to be having a day off. You deserve having a day off. You deserve having a day off. You deserve to be having a day off. Your accomplishment deserves Nobel Prize. Your accomplishment, everyone believes, deserves to be Nobel Prize. Your invention, everybody believes, admits, deserves Nobel Prize. Your invention, everybody believes, deserves Nobel Prize. Deserves to be Nobel Prize. Deserves to be Nobel Prize. Deserves to be Nobel Prize. Your invention, everybody admits, deserves to be Nobel Prize. Your invention in the medical field deserves to be Nobel Prize. Your discovery of the one of the protein deserves to be Nobel Prize. Your discovery in the medical field, everyone admits, deserves to be Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize. Your invention in the medical field, everybody admits, deserves Nobel Prize. 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 He deserves to be promoted to the section-in-chief for his accomplishment. The employee deserves to be promoted to the section-in-chief. The employee deserves to be paid more. We deserve to be paid more, don't you think so? Don't you think that we deserve to be paid more? You deserve to be paid more. 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 You deserve to be promoted to the general manager. You deserve to be promoted to general manager. You deserve to be promoted to general manager. You deserve to be promoted to the general manager. You deserve to be promoted to general manager. You deserve to be promoted to general manager. In the face of the disease, I realized how important my health was. In the face of the disease, I realized how important my health was. In the face of the disease, I realized how leading a healthy lifestyle was important, indispensable, imperative, essential. In the face of typhoon, the festival was forced to be conducted. In the face of typhoon, the festival was compelled to be conducted. In the face of typhoon, the festival was compelled to be conducted. In the face of typhoon, the festival was obliged to be conducted, which was condemned later. In the face of typhoon, the festival was conducted. which was condemned widely in the society. My eloquent explanation was talked over by even more convincing one. My eloquent explanation was talked over by even more convincing explanation by him. I still remember that I was impressed by the beautiful appearance of Mount Fuji seen from Shinkansen on my way to Osaka from Yokohama. I still remember the impression I felt that I saw Mount Fuji in winter, covered with the top covered with snow. Mount Fuji with the top covered with snow. My routine with an emphasis on focusing on what I have to do. Eloquent, convincing, eloquent explanation, eloquent persuasion, eloquent lecture, eloquent presentation, eloquent demonstration, eloquent advertisement, eloquent lecture, eloquent, convincing, eloquent, 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 convincing, eloquent, convincing, eloquent, convincing, eloquent, convincing, eloquent, eloquent. Eloquent, eloquent. The audience was thrilled to see their musician just in front of them. The audience was thrilled to see the idol on the stage. The audience was thrilled to see the idol on the stage. The audience didn't stop applauding even after the show. The audience didn't stop standing applause even 10 minutes after the show. One of my dreams is to impress people with my music. One of my biggest dreams is to impress people with my music. One of my dreams is to impress people with my music. I was impressed by the beauty of Mount Fuji with the top covered with snow. I was impressed by Mount Fuji with the top covered with snow. I was impressed by the beauty of Mount Fuji with the top covered with snow. Eloquent, convincing, eloquent. Eloquent lecture, eloquent lecture. My eloquent explanation was talked over by even more convincing one. Eloquent, 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 eloquent. From my humble background, I achieved the feat in the unfair field. I prefer humble taste to fancy taste of food. I prefer humble taste of food to the fancy cuisine. I prefer humble taste to fancy cuisine. Humble lifestyle may be the best to feel the happiest, I guess. Humble lifestyle may be the best in total happiness. Humble happiness may be the biggest in total. Humble, 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 background, background, humble, 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 humble. Humble, 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 humble. I prefer humble taste to fancy cuisine. Humble lifestyle may be the happiest in total. Humble lifestyle may be I felt the happiest for most people, maybe. Humble lifestyle maybe felt happiest. I feel humble lifestyle the happiest. I prefer humble lifestyle. I prefer humble lifestyle to luxurious lifestyle. I prefer humble lifestyle to luxurious one. I prefer humble life to luxurious one. I was grown up in a humble family. I was grown up in a humble family. I was brought up in a humble family. I was brought up in a humble family. Handle day-to-day happiness might be the biggest in total, beyond the luxurious happiness. From my humble background, I overturned some of the common senses. From his humble background, he made his way to a prime minister. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister in the end. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister ultimately. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister. Humble, 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 modest. Stay modest during the speech. Don't be carried away. Don't be beside yourself, even after drinking alcohol. The employee was told not to be carried away and stay modest and humble, 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 humble. Have you seen the movie called? Have you watched the movie called Hannibal? Humble, 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 humble. Humble, 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 humble. Humble, 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 humble. From a humble background, he made his way to a prime minister. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister. From a humble background, he made his way to the prime minister. Worldwide popularity was soon obtained by the YouTuber. As soon as the artist uploaded his music video on the SNS, he obtained worldwide fame immediately. The moment the artist uploaded his music video onto the social networking service, he obtained worldwide fame immediately. Worldwide fame. Worldwide fame. Companies with worldwide fame. 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 Worldwide fame. Worldwide. Worldwide. Worldwide, 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 world, 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 worldwide, world, 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 worldwide, 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 worldwide fame, 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 worldwide fame. The instance uh, the artist uploaded his music video onto the social networking service, he obtained worldwide fame. Give me good fortune. I pray for good fortune of 2024. I pray for good fortune for 2024. In order to get back the loss at the gambling, he rented tremendous amount of money again from the bank, ending up broke. The gambler took a big risk by betting all of his fortune at the gambling, ending up broke. The gambler took a big risk by betting all of his fortune at the gambling. The gambler accumulated debts to get back loss he lost at the gambling. The gambler accumulated his debts by losing games at the gambling. The gambler accumulated his debts by losing the games at the gambling, ending up tremendous amount of debt. The gambler accumulated tremendous amount of debt at the gambling. The gambler took a risk, took a big risk, ran a big risk by betting all of his fortune to get back his loss, to get back to have the loss back, ending up accumulating more tremendous amount of debt, tremendous fortune. I, as well as you, would like to get tremendous amount of fortune by winning the lottery. I hope I can win the lottery and obtain tremendous fortune, tremendous fortune. I pray for good fortune. Good fortune for 2024. Good fortune for 2024. The chef was astonished at the diner's tremendous appetite. The cook was stunned at the diner's tremendous appetite. The cook was taken by surprise by the tremendous appetite of the diner. The cook was stunned by the tremendous appetite of the diner. Please compare the pictures between the post-war and pre-war of the scenes. Please take the comparison of the two pictures taken in post-war and pre-war. Please compare the two pictures taken in the either post-war or pre-war. Please compare the pre-war and post-war scenes of the picture of the place. Please make a comparison of pre-war and post-war pictures of the place. Please make a comparison of pre-war and post-war pictures of the place. Please make a comparison of pre-war and post-war pictures of the place. Please make a comparison of pre-war and post-war pictures of the place. Post-war, post-war era, post-war, post-war, pre-war, post-war, 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 post-war era, post-war era, post-war era, post-war era. I had I had an opportunity to listen to the story who was born during the wartime. I wonder how difficult it was to live in the post-war era. I wonder how difficult it was to live in the post-war era. I wonder how difficult, hard it was to live in the post-war era. Post-war, 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 post-war era, post-war, post-war. I wish I were well off. I wish I were well off. I wish I were well off. Have you ever lived from hand to mouth? Have you ever lived from hand to mouth? The artist used to live from hand to mouth until he became famous. The artist used to live from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a lot of money. The artist used to live from hand to mouth. If only I were well off. If only I had well off. If only this would last. If only this would last. Very first snow flowers on the leaf. If only this were well. If only I were well off. If only this would last. If only I were well off. If only I were well off. If only I were well off. If only I were as well off as billionaires. If only I were as well off as billionaires. If only I were as well off as billionaires. If only I were as well off as billionaires. If only I were as well off as billionaires. If only I were as well off as billionaires. The artist used to live from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a lot of money. The artist had kept living from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a lot of money. The artist had lived from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a lot of money. The artist had lived from hand to mouth. The artist had lived from hand to mouth. The artist had lived from hand to mouth until he became famous. The artist had lived from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a lot of money. The artist had lived from hand to mouth until he became famous and started to earn a good deal of money. The artist used to live from hand to mouth. The artist used to live from hand to mouth. Have you lived from hand to mouth? 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 Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you!